Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining us here on this beautiful day. My name is Senthil Sankaran, and I am a principal with the Amazon Housing Equity Fund. This fund represents Amazon's $2+ billion commitment to create and preserve 20,000 affordable housing units in our hometown communities. And when we think of an Amazon hometown, we don't have to look any further than the Washington metropolitan region. Amazon recently surpassed more than 5,000 corporate and tech employees hired at our HQ2 facility in Arlington, Virginia, and we are currently hiring for an additional 2,500 roles. For over a decade, Amazon has been investing in this region, and today is a great example of our commitment to this community. And the reason we're all here today is to announce and celebrate Amazon's $147 million affordable housing commitment toward the preservation and creation of 1,260 affordable homes in the District of Columbia, including the 179 homes we're bringing to life with the National Housing Trust right here in Congress Heights. And now I'd like to invite Catherine Buell, the director of the Amazon Housing Equity Fund, to share the news on today's announcement. Catherine?
Thank you. Well, thank you, Senthil. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We are so excited to be here, and thank you to Mayor Bowser for being here and for your leadership. Let's give Mayor Bowser a round of applause. As some of you know, I actually used to run the St. Elizabeth's redevelopment, and I saw Latrina Owens here, who's the current executive director. So good morning, Latrina. So this morning is particularly special and a full circle moment for me to be back in the great Ward 8. So can I have Ward 8 say good morning? Good morning. All right. To that end, I would like to bring up Mr. Dwight Jamison, who is a resident of the Congress Heights, will be a resident of the Congress Heights residents, to share some reflections on what today means for the residents.
Good morning. Thank God for everybody being here. I'd just like to thank our lawyers, our tenant association, for sticking in this, because this started in 2013, and it's finally coming to a head. I got a couple of minutes. The Attorney General played a large part in helping us. Thank you, Mayor, for the money, because without that, it wouldn't have happened. I have two lawyers in particular I have to announce. Blake, he's like a rock star, one name. And Will Merrifield, outstanding. Outstanding. And with that, I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jamison. And I see that our council member for Ward 8, Trayon White, is here. Thank you so much for joining us, council member. It's such an honor to have you. All right. So as the director of Amazon's Housing Equity Fund, I am incredibly proud to announce today Amazon's over $147 million commitment to creating and preserving over 1,260 affordable homes here in my hometown of Washington, D.C. But I am equally proud as to where those funds are going. These new units are a result of partnerships with a diverse set of development partners and community leaders. Some of the partners who we will be announcing today are partners that you've heard of, who have been doing a lot of work in the District of Columbia for many years, and some of them are new faces. Since launching the Amazon Housing Equity Fund last year, one of our areas of focus has been working with minority-led developers and organizations. This morning's announcement exemplifies that focus, and we could not be more thrilled to partner with over 9 organizations here in the District of Columbia to create affordable housing and make sure that this city is as inclusive as it can be. So let me take the opportunity to acknowledge and thank each of these incredible organizations. First, the National Housing Trust, who will be developing the Congress Heights Apartments here in the Great Ward 8. Secondly, Jair Lynch Real Estate Development Partners, who will be preserving 2026 Maryland Avenue near the H Street corridor in Ward 5. Next, Greg Cardona Partners, who will be developing the residence at Benning Road in Ward 7. Greg Cardona Partners is also the developer for St. Elizabeth's just across the street, so congratulations to Greg Cardona. So Others Might Eat, who will be converting 4111 Kansas Avenue Northwest into affordable homes in Ward 4. So congratulations, So Others Might Eat. The SGA companies, who will be developing a Carolyn Vine, which is directly across the street from the Tacoma Park Metro Station, which will include historic preservation of 2 homes. So congratulations to SGA companies for developing in Ward 4. Manna Inc., who will be developing S Street Village in Ward 1, just off of the U Street corridor. Congratulations, Manna. Jubilee Housing, who will be reserving the 3 multifamily buildings in Mount Pleasant. They're calling it their Mount Pleasant Preservation Project. 165 apartment homes in Ward 1. Congratulations to Jubilee Housing. And last but definitely not least of the new announcements in DC is Wesley Housing, who will be preserving Holmead Place apartments in Ward 1. So congratulations to Shelley and her team. Congratulations. This, of course, is in addition to our investments in Dante's Partners, which we announced in February with the mayor, for the development of Parcel 42 at the corner of 7th and Rhode Island in the Shaw neighborhood in Ward 2. We are also investing in 3 projects just outside of Washington, D.C. that I would love to mention. First is A. Washington Associates and Northern Real Estate Urban Ventures for the development of 210 of the Park at the Capitol Heights Metro Station in Prince George's County. This will actually be our 3rd transit-oriented development in Prince George's County alone since we've launched the Housing Equity Fund. Our partners at Montgomery Housing Partnership, who are here with the development of Neville Street near Pike and Rose in Montgomery County, Maryland. And finally, Good Shepherd Housing and Family Services for the preservation of Colchester Town Communities in Arlington, Virginia, where they're acquiring a number of condominiums out there and maintaining them as affordable. So congratulations, Good Shepherd. In supporting these projects and organizations, Amazon is focusing on equity by not only increasing access to affordable housing, which typically benefits individuals of color, but also being intentional about who we select as our development partners. Each of these partners represented here today have a strong roots in the communities we're trying to serve, and we expect them to have a deep understanding of how to advance in affordable housing in a way that is respectful and honors the communities that we are looking to support. We are proud of the work that we're doing with each of the organizations for years in the DC area, and humbled by the opportunity to partner with them to invest and make our communities truly inclusive. Amazon believes that the private sector has a role to play in advancing affordable housing in our hometown communities. And with today's announcement, we are proud that we have invested and committed at least $992 million in the Capital Region alone. That is almost $1 billion of investments in affordable housing. This will bring our new regional total for the Capital Region, our HQ2 home, to 6,200 affordable housing units created and preserved since we launched the Amazon Housing Equity Fund. This also brings our investment with and through minority-led organizations to over $700 million, mainly in HQ2, given the diversity of the development partners that we hear. So let's give a round of applause for that. And I will say we are not finished here. We're excited to continue innovating in this space, and we'll certainly keep everybody updated as we continue to make more progress. We thank you for being a part of today's event, and as I bring up Mayor Bowser, I just want to acknowledge that Mayor Bowser has been a true leader in the Capital Region, and quite frankly, all of her work and pushing for years has made today's event possible. I don't know if folks remember, but when she started as mayor, she made a commitment to create 36,000 homes across the District of Columbia, a portion of which will be affordable, just over 12,000 of those homes. She has pushed not only the District of Columbia and the DC leaders, but also the leaders across the region to make sure that we have clear targets that we can all work through. So the Housing Equity Fund would not be possible without the leadership of Mayor Bowser. So I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for all of your perseverance and leadership, and we are so proud to contribute to a portion of your goal. Thank you so much, Mayor Bowser. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's wonderful to be here in Congress Heights, isn't it? In the Great Ward 8, and I want to acknowledge Councilmember White, and I want to thank all of you for being here. I heard a great deal that Amazon has planned in housing, not just in the district, but you are right. The entire region being involved and committed to affordable housing is what's going to make this region affordable for the long haul and competitive with regions all over the country. So in partnership with Amazon, the National Housing Trust, and WMATA, we can stand here in Congress Heights today to talk about how we are advancing towards our goal for 36,000 new homes by 2025, but also how the region can catch up with us. I said how the region can catch up with us. So it's kind of full circle for me too, because when I was on the Metro board a long time ago, this Congress Heights Metro station and its transit-oriented development was a major focus of mine. And the closer and closer we get to being able to realize that vision, Mr. General Manager, is going to be fantastic, as well as our vision. I have a new vision in Deanwood, Mr. General Manager, so we can talk about that. Yes, and I know I speak for my colleagues across the region in making sure we know what the development of metro stations can do. That's why we've been so focused at St. Elizabeth's to make sure that people can live, work, and do business and play, of course, steps from what had been underutilized in terms of development metro station. We, of course, are just across the street from the St. Elizabeth's campus. We're across the street from the entertainment and sports arena, home of the Washington Mystics. We'll soon have a new headquarters for the Whitman Walker Health, and in very short order, we're going to have a brand new state-of-the-art regional medical center at Cedar Hill. So we're proud of the work that we've done. You're proud of us, right? So since you left, we've been busy. I want to acknowledge our executive director, Latrina Owens, deputy mayor for planning and economic development, John Falchicchio, who have also joined us. So make no mistake that our partnership with Amazon is important. We spent a lot of time trying to attract Amazon to this region, well, actually to DC, but we'll take it. because even with Amazon coming across the river, the energy, the investment, the thought partnership, and global leadership that it brings to the region is a definite benefit to the work that we will do in DC. So we know that this partnership will allow us and our partners, our affordable housing partners, to close gaps in financing, to bring more affordability to their projects, so that people who earn between 30 and 80% of the median family income will find more affordable units in DC. So we know, and the reason I mentioned WMATA is because the WMATA owns this part of the projects. We're going to hear from General Manager Clark, our new general manager, and I know you all want to see him and look at him and know that he's real. And you probably have a list of things for him to do, as we do. You're also going to hear from Priya, who will talk more about what her team is working on. So the partners here whose projects will follow include, as Catherine has already mentioned, what So Others Might Eat will do in Ward 4, and Manna in Ward 1, and Jubilee Housing also in Ward 1. We look forward to working with you together. So we've said a lot about my 36,000 unit goal, and to ensure that 12,000 of those units are below market rates units and affordable to more and more Washingtonians. We are 65% of the way there to that goal, with over 23,500 units of housing produced. And we're 50% of the way there towards our affordable housing goal. So 50%. So we're working to get to 2025, and hopefully the residents are going to allow me to stick around till 2025 to see that goal realized. I want to thank and congratulate the team at Amazon for bringing so many partners together, for your commitment to affordability, but also your commitment to another goal of ours. That is to make sure that more and more development is inclusive, and that we're working with more and more Black and minority firms to build the housing for the people who live in Washington, D.C. So keep up the good work, and we will continue to be your partner. And now I get to introduce Priya Jayachandran from the National Housing Trust. Priya.
Good morning. I'm Priya Jayachandran, and I have the privilege of leading National Housing Trust. Welcome to our future development site, where we are bringing 179 of those affordable housing units that the mayor committed to right back to Congress Heights. 60 replacement units plus a new 119 units right on this site. We couldn't be more excited to be partnering with the Amazon team, including Catherine, Kellyanne, Sendel, the entire team, and the team at DHCD and DCHFA, who provide that critical financing to get us over the finish line. For over 30 years, NHT has fought for the preservation and development of affordable housing through a combination of public policy advocacy, real estate development, lending, energy sustainability, and of course, resident and community partnership. We've been active in this particular pocket of Congress Heights since 2017. Coming here over the summer for my son's graduation from Wilson Jackson Reed High School at the Mystics training facility down the road, I was amazed to see the wealth of construction and redevelopment happening to this neighborhood, including, of course, St. Elizabeth's East and all of the new projects that the mayor referenced. And while it's encouraging to see such investment in this neighborhood, one thing that NHT and all of us don't want to see is the displacement of the people who have stuck by this community for decades. We are proud to complete the renovation of Savannah Apartments that hopefully many of you will see in the after party around the corner, which we partnered again with the Resident Association, the Douglas Community Land Trust, and the District of Columbia. Through our combined efforts with the residents and our partners, we were able to preserve 65 affordable units at Savannah and construct the new community center that will be the site of the activity. And through our partnership with Amazon Housing Equity Fund, the Congress Heights Tenant Association, including Mr. Jameson and Miss Ruth, we look forward to constructing a new 175-unit, 100% affordable building with ground floor retail right here at Congress Heights Metro. Of course, we not only want to provide housing to those who need it, we want to help build places and communities that everyone would be proud to call home. And that's been NHT's legacy. I believe that through a partnership with all of those who you see today and more in our wider community, we can make that goal a reality. That said, I'd like to acknowledge a few of the partners that helped got us here today. First is Standard Real Estate Investments, our partner on this site. SREI put together and assembled the property and the partners, and they're building the companion office building that will complement our residential building. Our lenders, United Bank, Capital Impact Partners, our own CDFI, NHT CDF, as well as our future lenders, DHCD and DCHFA. The incredible legal and tenant advocacy team that Mr. Jameson mentioned, including Blake Biles and Will Merrifield at Arnold and Porter, the DC Office of the Attorney General, Housing Counseling Services, and the Washington Legal Clinic for the Homeless. They put in so many hours and years, as Mr. Jameson talked about, working through the legal issues that finally allowed us to step in and purchase the property on behalf of the residents last year. We are grateful for the hard work that all of you have done with us, and we look forward to working with you along with our partners at Amazon. And now I have the pleasure of introducing our new General Manager of WMATA, Randy Clark.
All right, I'll be the next one to say good morning, everyone. There you go. And as we get going, of course, I already made some notes of all the things the mayor has assigned to me early in this press event. But hope you all had a great trip on Metro getting here today. That's right. Metro's back, and we want you back on the service. Ridership's increasing daily. We're bringing back more service, so I encourage you to get out, use the system. It's your Metro system. Staff has the privilege to run your system, but get out and enjoy it, and we're going to deliver the great pride that I know you all have in Metro for years here. Priya, thank you for that introduction, all the great work you're doing. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for your leadership on housing and on transit. I know your previous time on the Metro board. And I think especially for emphasizing the importance of how housing and transit works together, especially at Metro stations. We all know that housing and transportation are so critical as a combination if we really want to address affordability because of the costs associated with those two components of everyday lives for people. So this kind of project is really exciting to effectuate that policy goal. Developments like these will help generate more riders also for Metro, which is really important as we recover from the pandemic. And that's going to be one of my top priorities as general manager, is bring back ridership so people can really have a system they can count on and rely on. I want to thank Catherine for all your great work and Amazon. Obviously, just amazing sitting here. I had the privilege to live in the region, and now I'm back. And the amount of work that has changed just in a few years, you should be very proud of all of your efforts. I want to thank the development teams that you're working with, and I think that's 1,000 homes, affordable homes, we'll now have on Metro properties. So 1,000 homes on Metro properties. So here at Congress Heights, the support of Amazon Housing Equity Fund and the district is going to create 179 homes, as we all heard multiple times. Congratulations to Priya and the National Housing Trust. Amazing work you're all doing. NHT purchased this portion of the property from us back in January, and together with Standard Real Estate Investments and Trammell Crow Company, Also are building, as Priya mentioned, the 240,000 square foot office building right next door. So an amazing amount of economic development and housing all happening around this station. Metro actually leads the country in bringing development into projects around stations in the country. We have a really impressive new strategic real estate plan, and the mayor kind of made some references to that, and also some references in Prince George's County and other parts of the region. So we're looking to really push that forward. There's going to be a lot of emphasis on us from staff and the board to how to push the partnerships forward, and you have my personal commitment that we're going to work closely on that. I also want to thank Liz Price. I think she's here somewhere. There's Liz. Liz is the lead of our real estate team. An enormous amount of work, but Liz, and then all of the Metro staff, both on Liz's team, government affairs, and of course our great staff here at Metro Station, to welcome you all here today. Our Metro staff does a great job every day, and I'm just so fortunate to be the leader of that organization. So thank you for what you all do every day. And then finally, I just again recommit on behalf of Metro, I want to really double down. We are here to be your partner. And so when these opportunities happen, we will be at the table, and we're going to be a partner in good faith. We want to work together. Our Metro success is your success, and your success is Metro success, and we're all one community moving forward together. So with that, I'm going to bring Catherine back up, and thank you for having me here today.
Well, with that concludes this morning's presentations, but I would just like to acknowledge the Amazon team, because there is no way that I get to do this alone. So I want to acknowledge Alice Shobe, our Director for Amazon in the Community, Brian Kenner, who's a Director in U.S. Public Policy. Where is Kenner? Hey! You all had the pleasure of meeting Senthil Sankran, who is our wonderful principal. We also have Jamie Benson and Kellyanne Kirkpatrick and Sharika Miller, who handles all of our technical accounting. And if there's anybody else that I missed, Josh Chastain and Olivia, who is here from our communications division, just thank you to everybody, the entire Amazon family, for all of the support that you give the Housing Equity Fund and the work that we're doing. So with that being said, I would just like to pause for any questions that anybody has of our panelists. Okay, hearing none. Oh, no, we got a question. Hold on. Yep. And we'll have Mayor Bowser come up for our Q&A as well. No? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay.
So I want to acknowledge that we've been joined by the Attorney General for the District of Columbia. Please give the Attorney General a round of applause. Mark, you have a question?
Yeah, I have questions for you and for Amazon.
Okay.
I'm wondering, one, can you define, once again, what affordable means? And I guess my real question is, for these units, how many of these units will be available to people who earn minimum wage? If you're going from 30 to 80 of AMI, I believe minimum wage is just about the 30% range. So how many of these units will actually be available to people who earn minimum wage?
Yes, we'll get you the exact numbers, but across the portfolio, we do have approximately 50% of the units that we're announcing today will be for low-income families. That's 50% of the AMI and below, but we'll get you the exact number on the 30% units, because we also have 30% units included.
But you don't know how many?
I can give you the exact number if you bear with me. We will have 360 30% units as of today. Another 40% of AMI units, and another 1,284 50% units.
And then did somebody from Amazon talk about their recent efforts? And Mayor Bowser, I'd like your take on this. Recently, representatives from Amazon and their developers went to the DC Council to try to get them to exempt them from tenants' rights when trying to purchase several buildings from EQR in Northwest DC. They wanted to run the tenants' rights to have first refusal on buying the property. It was unsuccessful. The council did not give them that authority. But why would Amazon go to do that if they're trying to be inclusive? And Mayor Bowser, what are your thoughts on Amazon doing that?
I'm actually not familiar with the project that you're talking about. We work through project sponsors. So Amazon actually stands in the finance position. We don't develop any of the sites.
Amazon's representatives, I guarantee you somebody from your team is familiar with this here. They may not want to speak about it.
We would have to look into the exact project, but Amazon actually doesn't develop any of the sites. We're the finance partner.
Mayor Bowser, your thoughts on
Yeah.
this?
I don't know the specifics of what you're talking about either. If that was a proposal that went to the council, it didn't come to me.
Can you talk about just what the city's role will be? How much of this property will be subsidized either through the government or subsidized through vouchers? And what do you do to preserve rent stabilization? Because a lot of these buildings have rent control or rent stabilization in them, and that is being, according to a lot of the tenant advocates, undermined by these efforts to put in this affordable housing units in these same buildings. So, what do you do to preserve rent stabilization? I guess can be my first question to you, Mayor Bowser.
Well, the council, as you know, Mark, has extended rent control in the district. I believe they extended for another 5 or maybe 10 years. So that's the law in the district. But we also have to address affordability for people who make between 30, 60, and 80% of the median income, which is not necessarily the rent-controlled units. So we're committed to a strategy that does all of those things.
And then again, what about how much of these projects will be subsidized, but either by straight out subsidies from the government or voucher tenants?
I would have to get you a little more information about if our Housing Production Trust Fund is involved in these projects and if we have any, at this stage, any voucher commitment. But as you know, we have a lot of vouchers to either support project-based types of development or individuals who would qualify for vouchers. Yes.
Hi, Jacob Wallace with BizNow. Sorry, thank you for taking the question.
Sure.
So the district and Amazon both have pursued projects that are in neighborhoods in Ward 7, Ward 8, and of course now you've mentioned projects in Ward 1 as well. But I'm curious, Mayor Bowser, I know it's been a priority for you to pursue more affordable projects in areas of the Rock Creek West area, like in Wards 2 and 3. Is Amazon pursuing projects in that area, and is DC partnering with Amazon on those as well?
We absolutely are looking at projects in all 8 of the wards, in large part because of Mayor Bowser's leadership. We can't announce anything yet, but do know that we are looking to be in all 8 of the wards.
Hey, I'm John Doman with WTOP. Just a couple of off-topic things real quick. For one,
I'll take the off topics
Okay.
off podium.
okay.
Any other housing questions? Housing, press, community, yes, press? Yes, ma'am.
Benefit for them. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Just speak to what this means for the residents of Ward 8, the residents who already live here. I understand that some residents will be also taking advantage of these housings that are here.
Sure. So what it means is that we continue to make much needed investment in Ward 8 that quite frankly has lacked for decades. And so that we'll be attracting people from very low incomes to middle class workforce incomes, just like you see happening on St. Elizabeth's East. What that also means is that we will be able to attract more amenities to these new developments. And so that's what it means for residents of Ward 8. Additionally, we want residents of Ward 8, if they want to move to a different housing development or if they want to buy, that they are also taking advantage of the many programs that we have to do exactly that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.